Arma here. Welcome to a brand new Armavation conversation. And today we got an artist all the way from West Africa representing the country of Ghana. I welcome you, the one and only Afro Night Stoic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
So, I've been wanting to talk to you, especially after seeing a lot of your art portfolio. A lot of the pieces you do are like relatable, and as you mentioned, it has some humor to it. So I'm glad to have you here, and I'm ready to, get in this conversation and learn more about what you do. Before I get started, I always ask my guests, from human to human being, like, how has life been for you? Like, do you have any highlights you want to share? Anything you're excited about for this year?
I think this year I'm going more into YouTube and trying to go to different ways to introduce my people to my art. So I think that is one thing that I'm working on at the moment that I'm really excited about.
Awesome. That's all that matters. Just keep doing your thing. I did see your recent YouTube video, and that was interesting as well. Okay. So let's go into your art background, right? Let's get started with, when did you discover that being an artist was something you wanted to make a career out of? Like, when did this all start?
I've always loved to draw since I was a kid, but I think what made me really start art was it's funny is this movie Into the Spider Verse. Miles Morales, you know him, right?
Yeah, great movie.
So yeah, so the character I just related with the character so much. I want to be like, this is what I want to do. I want to be an artist. He made art look so cool, you know. And then after that, I let him go Basquiat. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for life, and make some money out of it.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's how I go.
That's really interesting that a movie got you started with, like, getting into drawing. And I think, checking your
Yeah,
page, you do some animations here and there, right?
yeah, I do sometimes.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. All right. So you would consider yourself more of a self-taught artist, or did you have any, like, lessons from teachers or maybe other people that draw?
No, I've never really had any art lessons, but I think I did arts in high school. In our country, they call it visual art, right? But
Mhm.
it's more of like theory. You learn about the history of art. But with whatever I do now, I let it all on myself. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So what different types of mediums you work with, or what software tools are you using?
I use Photoshop for digital drawing, and I do graphics too, so I use Photoshop more often. And then I paint with acrylic markers, acrylic paints, and I think you can see some. Okay, I don't think you can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, I use acrylic markers, paint, and pastel. Those are the tools that I use, and tools and materials that I use.
Okay. And what artists have inspired you besides the Miles Morales movie? What other drawing styles do you like besides that?
I love Basquiat,
Basket.
Jean-Michel
Okay.
Basquiat. Yeah,
Okay.
I love I love 1000. He's a muralist. He does this graffiti stuff on the wall. I don't know if you know him. I really love his work.
Besides other people's drawing styles, or art you're inspired by, how would you describe your overall theme or your art style to someone who doesn't know you?
I'm a cartoonist.
Okay, so from 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as far of how good of an artist you are right now? Like, what rating would you give your drawings?
11.
11. There you go. That's all you need. See, that's what I'm talking about. This confidence. That's all you need. 11 it
Yeah.
is. Okay. So I want to get into Ghanaian art culture, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned this on your platforms that you're from Accra, the capital city in Ghana. So, um,
Yeah.
you did this article, I think it was like alienentertain.com. You mentioned a lot of how street culture has a big influence in fashion, music, film, and it
Yeah.
inspires your artwork, right? So, can you describe more in detail what's the Ghanaian art culture like? What do you see on a day to day? Like, what types of music, clothing brands, or what ways are people expressing themselves in your area?
I think at the moment, hip hop culture is really taking over the art, like taking over Ghana here. So streetwear, thrift, people are really getting into wearing thrift. So I mean, it's if you look at my works, I mean, I like to style my characters, in how I like to dress. So I'm inspired by all the fashion guys around, and then yeah, the whole culture is quite vibrant down here in Ghana.
Okay. Do you have any favorite brands? What do you like to specifically wear?
I don't really wear any brand.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah,
But do you have any that you like? Like if you see it, you're like, oh yeah, I like that.
yeah, we have quite a number of brands here, but I haven't bought some which are really cool. I think there's one called Free the Youth. We have Free the Youth is really they make this jersey type of NFL jersey type of stuff. It's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to buy some. I don't have money at the moment. That's why
Oh no, that's fine. You're good. I understand. The struggle is real. So yeah. So what are some good places that you recommend for people who are artistic? You know, places in Ghana that they want to visit. You know, buy art or maybe network with other artists in our crowd. Like what would you recommend?
I can pinpoint places, but I can like I think they should be at the galleries, like art openings, and
Okay.
I don't really, yeah, I myself I don't really go out so much. I'm now started, so I can't really mention them offhand like that.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. You also mentioned in the alienentertain.com article as well that you said that Ghanaians have a high sense of humor and that you use that to your advantage with your messages and your artwork, right? So, like, where do you think this like high sense of humor comes from within Ghanaian culture? Where does it stem from? Is it like just a strong community of happiness, or understanding life struggles or success? Like, where do you think it comes from? Because not everyone has a good sense of humor, you know.
I think the language. I think our language has is our language is quite funny on its own. So, and I think we like to see things from a funny point of view. Almost everything from a funny point of view. Yeah, I think that's where it comes from.
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
what are you would you say are some misconceptions about Ghanaians or some hidden truths that people don't know about Ghana?
To the outside world, like Western world,
Yeah. Just people who don't understand at all, never been to Ghana, don't know, are uneducated about it.
I think Ghana is very it's an urban setting, right? I think if you've not been to Ghana, you think it maybe it's a village. Like we have almost everything that is there in the New Yorks, in the France, and whatever. We have it down here, so we have the same kind of experience. It's not alien to us.
Okay, okay. I want to go a little bit off topic here, Aphrodite, because I mentioned this to you before, but like growing up, I grew up with on my father's side, they're Ghanaian, right? So, growing up, one of my favorite dishes, when I was young was like fufu, and then there was like light goat soup, and then there was also sometimes they would make chicken soup with it, but I wanted to ask you, like, what's some of your favorite like Ghanaian dishes, or is there any special dishes you like to eat?
I love watching. It's made from rice and beans being cooked together at the same time. It's really cool.
When I was younger, they used to give me like sugar bread. I don't know, like, have you tried sugar bread often yourself, or are you not into sweets too much?
I have some in my kitchen right now.
Oh man, keep that away from me. Keep that away from me. That is so good. Okay. Okay, so I know you guys have different languages in your culture, but if you're okay with this, I just wanted, I had someone from a different country get me to say something in their language. I wanted to ask you, is there in any way in your language could you teach me how to say I love art?
Oh, this is Ewe. It's from the Volta region. It's Melonutata.
Malulon tata. Was I close or no?
Okay, Melonutata.
Malo tata.
Nutata. N-U. Nutata.
Nu tata.
Yeah,
Oh,
Melonutata.
malo nu tata. Okay, okay. I tried. I
That's
tried.
cool.
I tried. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to more about your original characters and your art brand, right? And your presence also along with social media. So based on your article with sparkmag.live, you mentioned
Yeah,
how you mentioned again about your artwork being inspired by society. You know how you address certain societal issues using satire. Why do you choose to
yeah.
share your philosophy and perspective of life through art? Like, what is your message you're trying to convey to others?
I don't have all the things that I want to talk about at the moment, but as time progress, anything that I think I have to address, I just say it. And I use humor because I feel like people don't really want to be educated. So the only way I get you to come and look at the work is to use humor. It's attracted to the work, and when you get close to the work, and now you consume whatever I want to talk about.
Right. Okay. You also mentioned how in that article your character Stoic serves as a representation of tranquility, right? And being calm in tense moments or struggles you may go through in life. So, how important is this Stoic character to you? Like, what is the relationship between you and your original characters, and why is like the value of Stoicism, sharing Stoicism to your audience necessary?
Stoicism is about getting inner peace, right? So I think everyone needs that kind of inner peace, and I'm here to anyone that follows my work. I'm here to put them on my philosophy so they can benefit from that.
So just like your characters in your artwork, how do you think people can learn to become more stoic or more calm in their lives when they're going through like harsh circumstances?
I don't really like I don't know, but I don't think I don't really push too much stoicism through my artwork actually. But I
Okay.
think the way I can help society with my artwork is humor. I think if people are not having a good day, sometimes they watch what's the name SNL, like they watch this funny stuff.
Right.
My character can also bring smile to someone's face, like oh this is cool, like what's up? Yeah, you can. I think so. That's why I do it that funny way.
I also see that in some of your images you kind of hint at talking about uh the pros and cons of social media, right? Everyday life have habits and struggles and some political issues as well. Do you see a lot of artists around you or in your area or community using their art to address political or societal issues? And do you think more artists should use their art to send deeper messages to the world?
Yeah, there are a lot of artists in Ghana here that does that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's important. We need to be aware of what's happening. So artists can do that. Artists, musicians can help us become more aware.
With you sharing some of like your political message through your images, do you ever think about the how risky it is or how it could potentially cause like controversy or negative feedback when posting your artwork?
Yeah, that's why I don't put faces to them.
A lot of people can have a lot to say on certain things about that, but okay. So let's dive into more about your. I think you have more. You have besides your Afro Night Stoic account, you do have Elysium Crib.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, when starting posting your first few pictures on Instagram or maybe other sites, like how hard was it to market yourself and network with others, when you first created your account?
It wasn't that hard because yeah, it's not easy, but I wouldn't say it was that hard. It's just more about there's already an existing community. You just have to find your way in it and then let them see your value. So
Okay.
the internet, yeah, the internet can be vast. You might see it to be very vast, but actually there are communities like SAB. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite post or a favorite drawing you posted so far? Like, what would you say is your favorite one that you've put out there?
This one, can I show you?
Yeah, sure.
I think this one, I think this is my most favorite work.
Oh,
Yeah, because he has
that's
my girlfriend here. She's a model, and it has different of my works. These are different works I collage together to make this. That's why I love it so
oh,
much.
nice. Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, that's my favorite work.
Okay, okay. So, what would you say? How would you say? How much have you learned about yourself as an artist being on social media? Are you seeing like the benefits of you sharing your work through social media yet, or do you still have a long way to go?
I still have a long way to go, but I've achieved something, but I have like way long way to go.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, like I mentioned, you have your Afro Night account, but you have your account for your creative art studio called Elysium Crib. What more can you tell us about Elysium Crib? And I think you have Elysium Crib Music. Like, how did you start building these additional pages?
So my current page, I want to keep it minimal to only my painting and then my videos. And I feel like the other styles that I do are a bit different. And if I put all of them on one page, if a new person comes, is gonna get confused. Like, what is this guy up to? You know, I do graphic design on the other one, so
Mm-hmm.
I feel like each page should have like a theme
Hmm.
for yeah,
The Elysium Crib Music. That's like for your. Is that more
music.
music graphic design? Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, guys, check out those pages too. I have those in the description as well. You have your YouTube channel, and recently this month you talked about leaving your home to become a full time artist, and the challenge of there being a lack of support from family and friends. You mentioned how no one really cares besides your significant others. So how are you, like, what ways are you trying to deal with this pressure, like to go into doing freelancing, becoming more of a full-time artist with the lack of support?
Yeah, I mean, I have to put my work out there so that I think right now the most important thing I need is income.
Right, I
So
understand.
that
Yeah.
is what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on to get more income because what I'm doing requires like financial support, like so buying equipment and other stuff. So that's why I will create a different page so that I can generate more income.
Just like how you mentioned there, it seems like in common with a lot of artists starting out, they don't have much support from family friends when they're just starting out and going through the rough part of their journey. Why do you think this happens where people don't really fully support people when they're starting or going through that struggling process, but once the person or artist becomes successful, that's where everybody's trying to reap the benefits and stuff? Why do you think people do that?
I think there are layers to it. There's no one particular reason, but the most obvious one is especially with friends and family. They don't. I think with art in particular, I think they don't really see the end to it. They don't. That's what I was talking about in my video. That there are no more like role models around, so they can't really see what you're doing. You're gonna make anything good out of it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a small, rare percentage of people that will support you in the starting point, and they see your potential. So we gotta cherish those type of people. So yeah, okay. You also talked about being an artist in certain places get bad recognition because it's something that like something seen as like what poor people do. Uh, and but you mentioned there's artists making good amount of money out here, and they're
Yeah.
doing types of all types of gigs. So what do you think it would take for more people to realize the power of being an artist, and that as an artist you can make a decent living from selling your artwork? What do you think it will take for people to be aware of that, more aware of that?
I think the media. I think the media can do that because, as I was saying, um, there are like artists in Ghana here who sell works. I think one of our artists has his work on mask right now. Is it Ibrahim Mahama? He has his work bought and it's in mask right now. He's a millionaire. So if these things were publicized in the media enough, our parents at home, our friends at home will be like, oh, artists are making this from like I'm making this impact from art. From that they can support us because they will see that okay, at the end of the day, this is really something.
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like come on guys, this art is powerful. A lot of people are doing amazing things with it. So, we just got to like change the narrative and bring more awareness.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm doing here right now. Like, I'm trying to help all these independent artists out here. Like, they have a voice, they're working hours and hours on end, working hard on their projects, but no one's like trying to hear from them. So, if I can help as many people as I can share their voice, that's what matters. So, okay, so I want to move on. I want to talk about my some of my favorite drawings from yours. Like, I want to go over like five of them, and I want to discuss through them. And if you don't mind helping me analyze, some your thought process of what you were thinking and why you created these pieces. Okay, so first, I'm gonna go with the drawing. These are all from your Instagram. It's the politician in the gray suit. He's stepping on a water hose or valve, right? And he's stopping the water flow, right? And then you have this man in red underwear waiting for the water, but he's only getting a small drip of water. So it seems based on this drawing, you're trying to convey the message of how politicians seem to gain more from taking a lot of resources and leaving people in poverty to get the short end of the stick or get a small amount, right? So is this accurate to what you were trying to convey, or what's the message here?
Yeah, exactly. I it's not only politicians. I feel like people in power, I do exactly what you just explained. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So next, I'm gonna go with the sacrifice drawing. The guy having to cut his leg with the big chopping knife. He's trying to save himself from the snake eating him. So, what's the lesson you're trying to share here about making sacrifices?
Okay, so I feel like there are certain points in life where to gain certain things, you have to let certain things to go. You know, it's always transactional. That's how I think of life. Yeah.
And that sucks. He has to cut off his leg, but I mean, it'll save him. But yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. It's gonna
Okay,
lose his leg.
so third, I'm gonna be choosing "Don't Be Fooled" brother drawing. I think that was the politician guy at the podium with the serpent on the side of the podium, and there's this heart
Yeah.
balloon up high for people to see, but there's a weapon that's hidden in his hand. So it seems like you're trying to share the idea here that in politics, they say one thing and then really it's another thing. So can you kind of break down this drawing a little more, or what it means to you?
But basically, what I was saying is that most politicians they conceal their intentions when it's time for election. So they sweet talk us and tell us the things we want to hear, but they actually have a different intention behind whatever they're saying. They just want to tell us what we want to hear, and as soon as they get the power, they unleash their, you know,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
They show the true colors, right? Okay. Okay.
exactly.
I'll say okay. So next I'm going fourth. I'm going with I gotta talk about your famous drawing with the guy digging in his butt crack, right? So, so your caption was, "What's the funny thing you do when no one is watching?" Right, hinting at the funny things, habits people do on the low, maybe at home, sometimes in public if they don't care about other people's opinions. So, this is a more well-known drawing of yours. So, what inspired you to do this artwork?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, he's wearing yellow shorts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this doesn't really have any deep meaning. I mean, it's about me actually.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have any hidden meaning. It's just about like a regular thing I do when I wake up in the morning. I have a skateboard. It's just like it's just me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, y'all. Whoever's watching this, y'all know y'all do that too. So I'm just, I'm just messing. Okay, so lastly, this is a older one from 2022, right? But it's like a guy with blue. He has blue hair, and I think he has
Oh,
like a Facebook shirt with blue Crocs,
oh
and it
yeah.
shows the top half of his body being posted on social media, but below the torso, nothing's being shown, right? So I think you're describing here that people show the good parts on social media and don't want to show the true stuff. So can you elaborate more on this
Yeah.
drawing? And do you think we're still in a time where people only want to show the good stuff about themselves?
Yeah, I think we're still like that. And this particular drawing was is also about Facebook addiction. If you see, he's holding a toothbrush. It's 11 a.m. and he's now yet to brush his teeth, but he's already on social media flexing.
Right,
So
right.
it has to do with, yeah, it has to do with our social media addiction too.
So yeah, those were my top five drawings. I love those so much. Great work on those. And before I let you get to show some of your, maybe if you have a piece of work you want to show later, before we get to that, I just want to ask you two more questions. So what advice do you
Yeah.
have for creative people who want to get into the art field? You know, they may not know what they exactly want to do. How can they find a way to get the creative juices flowing?
I think the first thing you need to find people like you and hang out with them is the most important part because if you find people that don't, what shall I use? If people that really don't believe in your with your energy, they'll drain you like with their words. So if you're an artist, find other creatives like painters, designers, videographers, hang out with those people. The conversation alone can even ginger you to create, to keep going.
And lastly, I want to ask you, based on the article Alien Entertainment Entertain.com again, you said that the world is full of restrictions. Well, let me quote this: the world is full of restrictions and rules without even a seconds of break. The only people who go on break is artists. Be an artist, my friend. Right. So, based on this quote, what advice do you have for artists who feel discouraged, that don't have any support, or they feel restricted about what they can say or do as an artist?
Well, with that particular code, I meant like I feel art it has so many rules, and people always want to follow rules, and I feel like we should use art as a medium to express ourselves, regardless of we even doing freelance or maybe working for a company. We should be free and enjoy the process.
Freedom is power, right? So be able to have that creative space to do what you want, without these restrictions and stuff. It's helpful. It brings up the authenticity of whatever it is. Aphrodite, so we could get started with your showcase portion of this conversation. So I let you share what you would like to share. Oh, nice. Oh wow. Now that is vibrant.
Yeah, so it's like he's falling apart and he's trying to hold himself together.
Oh wow. That is insane.
Yeah, it's wrong. I think maybe you might have seen this one.
Oh yeah, that's the Michael Jordan one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's awesome.
yeah. This I think. Okay, I have last one.
Okay.
I think this is Tyler the Creator.
Oh, one of my favorite artists. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
that is dope.
This year I want to do more acrylic paintings.
Mhm.
Like, that's a plan.
Awesome. That was cool. I like those. I like those pieces right there. So yeah. So thank you for sharing that. That was dope. Okay. Well, I want to end the things off here. Afro Night. I want to thank you so much for taking the time once again to share and discuss your artwork. I know before you weren't too comfortable with the whole video thing. Like I get it. I understand. Like, but trust me, looking back at this, you'd be like, man, I'm proud. Like people who watched this video, they could see where I was at years ago to where
Yeah.
you are in the future, right? So,
Yeah.
so thank you so much for taking the time to share your thought process and your creativity when it comes to your work. And as you mentioned, you said not too many people care about your work, but hey, you can add me as one of those people on the list who care about your artwork, okay? Because
Thank you.
you're representing the culture, representing West Africa out there. Shout out to all the Africans. Shout out to Africa in general. Shout out to Ghana, and yeah, you're representing out there, not only for your community but for the world, right? So I can't wait to see the amazing things you do in the future. Thanks to anyone who's tuned in and like this video. Please share this video, help support independent artists. I'll put all of Afronite's links in the description. Any last words you want to say, Afronite?
Yeah, I think any creative out there should keep doing what he loves. There's someone watching you. You might think you're alone, but someone is watching.
Yes, someone's always watching. You don't always know who it is. All right, awesome. With that being said, guys, take care. See you in the next one. Peace.